Welcome to a special MSG Networks presentation, a New York Rangers press conference presented by Chase, announcing Jacob Trouba as the 28th captain in Rangers history. Earlier today, Captain Trouba formally introduced to a group of more than 300 Rangers season ticket holders and their families at the Delta Club inside Madison Square Garden. The 12th defenseman to be named as a Rangers captain, the 4th consecutive U.S.-born captain after Ryan McDonough, Ryan Callahan, and Chris Drury. Hi everyone, welcome inside our Delta MSG studios. So glad to have you in the middle of August as we talk New York Rangers hockey alongside Steve Valiquette. I'm John Giannone. Rangers went 4 seasons without a captain. That ends today, and the choice is number 8.
Well, here's the thing. It really sends a message, John, in the summer to all of the players saying, guys, we're going for it right now. We've got the core in place, and now we've got our captain. And this is something hockey players crave for. They die for it. They don't want to have any distractions. And Jacob Trouba is a guy that changed the playoffs. It was going to be a different series. If Crosby doesn't leave in Game 5, he follows that up with some big hits on Jarvis and Domi in the Carolina series. He's great in front of the net. He's always available, John. He's rarely injured, and he's had a great 9-year stretch in the league, so he's got the experience of playing in big games with 597 career games at this point, and his contract's in place for 4 more years. So for a lot of reasons of growth and mindset that's going to be delivered from him to the young guys, he's been great with Keandre Miller amongst all of the other young players. This is something that's really going to help this team grow, but now you've got direction and you're not rudderless without a captain. Yeah,
you look at leadership both on the ice and off the ice. The only player in the NHL with more than 200 hits and more than 175 block shots, Jacob Trouba. Off the ice, he called a team meeting, players-only meeting, after the Game 4 loss against the Penguins. They won Games 5, 6, and 7. He was the guy who stepped up.
Yeah, and so that's where you have leadership that knows timing, the moment, how to grasp it when everybody's listening. And look, you have to be a player. You have to be good.
You get the sense when talking to him, Steve, that he's a guy who in his formative years really paid attention to how veterans conducted themselves, what they said, and he is a big pay-it-forward guy.
You never forget the way that the teammates that you had that were the elder statesmen in the locker room, they treated you. You know, I'll never forget being able to get to the rink, my first call up with the Islanders, and Steve Webb took me out for lunch. He asked me to go out for lunch. I never forgot it. You know, Jacob sincerely cares about all of the young guys on the team because some great leaders along the way have really shown interest in him and his career, and that's why he's in this position. If there's one thing that's very flattering for him on a day like this, John, it's just hearing from all of his teammates and how grateful that they are for all of his leadership and his growth and his ability to be able to step up and be able to be the one guy that everybody can lean on. Because at some point during the season, when it gets really hard, and it's going to get there at some point, it could be in the first 10 games, it could be in the final 10 when you're chasing it, could be in the playoffs. You need to have somebody that you can really lean on. Even the leadership group. This is a great core. When you look at this Ranger team right now on paper, the core is as strong as any in the league. Now you've got one guy that the core guys, those 5 or 6 guys, can also go. You can imagine Shesterkin can go to one guy if he doesn't feel like speaking to a committee and say, look, you know, Troubs, here's what I feel about this. I don't like the PK. What channel do I go through right now to remedy this? These are things that happen during a season that you have to have leadership to point towards.
All right, correct me if I'm wrong on this, because certainly Jacob Trouba took a step forward this year on the ice as well. Career high in goals, career high in plus minus, career high in ice time. Do you have to be that productive a player when you're the captain for your voice to still matter? And does that maybe up the pressure on Jacob Trouba to be as good or better than last year?
Yeah, and I think about that both ways. One, I think it's always easier to have a defenseman be your captain because there is so much more added pressure to be a scorer when you're a captain. There just is. It's not for everybody, especially in this city that's very difficult. With Jacob Trouba and with where his skill sets lie, he's always going to play, and you have to play. I've seen it not work where a captain is not getting ice time. He doesn't feel like he has the voice. It always starts with the player. They feel like they don't have the voice to talk, and they start to quiet down, and then it gets awkward in the locker room. It happens.